Do you guys remember what we do for intros?
No idea. No, don't remember at all.
Hey, it's JD from King for a Day. You go now, Shane.
Hey, it's Shane from King for a Day.
And here's another cameo for the what is our podcast called? Your podcast? The
Stand up.
podcast. Stand up, whatever podcast.
Hello, everybody.
Hola.
Welcome back to another episode of the Sit Down Podcast. Great to have you guys here.
Yeah, we're gonna have some guests on, but first, Joel and I want to talk to you about something. So,
As you know, we've been recording the podcast at Look Happy Tan Restaurant for quite some time now. I don't know, 8 months, maybe a year.
yeah, it started
Has it been a
in
year?
July, August,
Yeah.
somewhere.
We've been recording there every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. And as you know, we've had some awesome people coming to Bellevue. We've had like Tegan Little Chief came out here.
Go to Jack.
Dakota Jack. We've had Bros G, Kit Langfield.
Check out Queens.
Yeah, you name it. I
A
mean,
bunch of
just go through the thumbnails. You'll see who's all been at Bellevue.
Yep.
And we're going to continue to do so. But the restaurant Le Capitan Restaurant is no longer.
Open.
Yeah, it's not open.
It's they decided to close the restaurant part itself, but we still have access to the building.
That's right. So I guess, long story short, is we're going to continue recording those at that location moving forward. But it's...
Even shorter. Nothing's gonna change for you guys.
yeah, I suppose. Nothing's changing for you guys. But it is an open invitation for you guys to come and be there with us and meet these musicians in person and really get to know them. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff that happens that isn't in the episode, and
not only
not
only do we appreciate that you guys are there, but also the artists themselves, because it's one thing to play for an empty room, but it's nicer if you play for 5 people.
Well, like Tegan, she drove 6 hours to come out here for a couple hours and then drove 6 hours back.
Yep.
And I know the people that were in house were just like jaw dropped, like
Blown
what
away,
the
yeah.
They're like, oh my god, like you're doing this here? And it's like, yeah, we've been doing this for a year now, like
Yeah.
come back next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, the point is that it's an open invitation. We just ask that if you guys are coming, like give us a heads up, because now that the restaurant is closed, if we need food or drinks available on those nights, we need to staff it, right? So, get somebody on the grill and somebody serving drinks and stuff like that, because that's usually how life and business work.
Easiest for us is if you just come for drinks, but
Yeah, come and hang out on
Yeah.
a Thursday night and, have a wing night or something. Anyways, we wanted to talk about that. So,
long story very short, nothing changes for you.
Yeah, that's right.
But what did we do last Saturday?
Yeah, we had our little
Night of music.
night of music fundraiser for our annual music festival. And the reason why we wanted to try and do that, you guys, is holy shit, putting on a festival costs a lot of money.
Yeah,
It really does.
It does.
Our budget the last few years, it's, I don't know, about $40,000, I think, roughly, is
Yep.
it? And if you guys are like, if that makes your eyes twitch and you're like, there's no way. Yeah, there is a way. Like just that stage that we get, you guys.
And you know what? Our budget is on the small side compared to other music festivals.
Absolutely.
So even if you don't want to come to MooseFest, that's fine, but at least support other music festivals as well.
Yeah.
Because if you don't show up, there's no sense in organizing a music festival because it costs a lot of money.
Yeah. So we figured we would put a little fundraiser together to try and, we're still like asking for sponsorship and assistance with all of that.
Yeah,
truth-
so if you are running a business and you want to support MooseFest, please reach
yeah,
out.
hit
We-
us up.
We'd love to take your money.
We do like grant applications and stuff like that, but really when running a festival, you won't get approved for any festivals grants unless you've been in business for 4 years. And this is actually our 4th year. So next year we should be able to really throw some money at it
Yep.
and make it just exponentially grander than what it has been.
Grander?
So, I mean, Mark and I have had a lot of discussions, which, I don't know, we've had, like, how can we cut costs but still have a great event and everything?
Yep.
And I think we're on the right track for this year. We're still going to... MooseFest is still happening.
August
guys.
10th.
I don't want to mislead you in thinking that we're thinking of not doing it. That's not the case at all. We're most definitely doing it
Yep.
August 10th. But we are going to make some changes. One of them being nothing's for certain. The bands are for certain. We've got our bands are booked.
Yep.
We got that. But
The location might be a little different.
yeah, like we're still going to use the sports ground, but in town here. But I think without renting out the whole sports ground, I think, and bringing a stage in, I think where my head is at with it right now is like, well, we should rent the hall and bring it back, the music back to the hall where we had the very first MooseFest.
Yep.
We can still use the campgrounds and all of that. And then maybe just, it's not even a 5-minute walk to the hall from the campgrounds. But we could even do something fun and like have a little shuttle going across town. We were even saying we could do a little scavenger hunt throughout the town of Bellevue. Like shit, we'll stash drink tickets around town. And if you find them, you get drinks or meal vouchers and I don't know, something fun like
Backstage
that to do.
tickets or whatever.
Yeah. And just like literally take over the town, you guys. So I mean, where we would cut our costs on that is like instead of dropping whatever $5,000 for the stage or whatever it is, you know, we can get the hall for $250, and then that money that we save there, we can put that towards other things. And essentially, it's just to get us through this year 4 so that we can make year 5 a banger. And the idea for year 5 that I've been saying for a couple of years is we're going to bring back the best of the best from the last 5 years.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't mean that the bands that we don't pick are not the best.
That's
but
right.
It's
like if you think of shit, we've had 10 bands a year for the last 4 years. Like I'm not putting 50 bands. I can't afford 50 bands. Like
that would be sweet though.
It would be.
Like that's year 10.
Yeah, maybe, possibly. So yeah, we're still discussing it. It's still August 10th. We still got our bands. There are just going to be some slight modifications.
We're also thinking
of
changing the ticket prices. So over the past few years, we've been increasing the ticket prices to cover most of the costs. But I think last year we kind of ran into where, you know, if you bring a family of 5 with the ticket prices that we had, that's a big bill. So maybe we're going the opposite direction and making the tickets a little bit cheaper, and then you can bring everybody.
Yeah,
that's kind of we're still toying with ideas. Nothing is set in stone yet, but you know, just ideas of what we're trying to do.
But please keep an eye out for the tickets going on sale. There will be like an official announcement coming up.
Yep.
I sure shit hope it's by the end of the month here. I was shooting for mid-April to start announcing all that stuff, but it might be maybe closer to the end of April. Those announcements will be going out.
Yep.
On MooseFest. Speaking of announcements, though, coming back to the podcast.
Drum roll. Yes.
For April. We were saying if you guys do want to be in attendance on those to let us know. And currently we've got April 11th.
Next week we have...
Or I guess if you're watching this Thursday, we've got Cupid's Heart are coming to Bellevue. They're going to perform a couple songs for us. They're actually just taking off on a Western Canadian tour here. So we're kind of going to be at the front line of that and trying to help them kick that tour off. Mm-hmm. So we invited them out. So they're going to come to Bellevue the following week.
We're going to MC their show in PA.
That's right, at the Rock Trout, April 27th, I think. Mark and I will be there as MCs. That'll be the official kickoff of their tour, if I'm not mistaken. No.
No.
I think they'll have a couple shows under their belt at that point. But
Yeah.
regardless, April 18th, we've got country music fiddle player Donnie Peranto from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan coming out. I am a little excited for that one because he probably doesn't remember this, but back early 90s, I'm talking like 92, 93, we used to have season tickets to the Prince Albert Raiders. I'm probably have told you this.
Yeah.
And Donnie's family was for 3 or 4 seasons, I sat beside Donnie's mom and his brothers, and I actually worked for his brothers at Coca-Cola. So like, there's a little bit, I'm curious to know if he even knows that, or remembers that, or probably. I know he knows Mom too, so I don't know. That one will be fun. I don't think he's performed in Bellevue for it's been over a decade, if I remember correctly there.
Yep.
And
he's been working with Josh and Mercy
and Aiden Edwards. Yeah.
Yep.
So there's a mutual connection there for sure. So we're just going to try and tie that all together with that episode. And the following week, we've got Amanda Hagel from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, coming out to Bellevue, Saskatchewan country music nominee. So that'll be exciting. It's just like, holy shit, these people that we get coming to Bellevue, like Donnie, what's the name of the country artist that he fiddled for? Not Dwight Yoakam. I don't know. It'll come to me.
Tip of my tongue. Yeah. But Greenwing also coming.
Are they coming?
Yeah.
We got them in the books?
Nope. But they're coming.
They'll be back.
Like, how about this date? Travis is gone. How about this date? Colt is gone. How about this date? No, I'm recording. Damn it.
Yeah.
So they are coming.
So you're working on it.
Don't know when.
I love it. I love it. So Greenwing coming back to Bellevue, Saskatchewan. It's just a lot of fun, you guys. It's a lot more fun when there's more people there, because then you guys get to see what we're actually going through. Like, it's great you guys are watching this and catching the music and little Easter eggs and stuff like that. That's a lot of fun. It's just not the same as in person. It's one thing to listen to a song on your car radio when you're driving, but
live music,
when you see them 2 feet in front of you with all that energy, and it's just different. It's just different, and I'm encouraging you guys to come out.
Live music does something to the soul.
And for those of you who have been coming out, thank you for that.
Oh, where's my milk?
Your milk? Yeah, I got to do one of these.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we got King for a Day coming on the show here. We hit them up and asked them if they could just kind of touch base on what went on Saturday night, so they're willing to jump on a Zoom call with us. So I see we got them in the background there right now, so let's take a little break here and finish off this episode with what went on March 30th.
But you try to find a way.
JD. We're from King from a Day cameo on the Sit Down podcast.
Beauty.
Nice. That'll work.
Freaking A, guys.
Yeah.
Happy to, Matt. This has been a really good week getting to hang out with you guys 2 nights in 7 days.
Yeah.
We sure don't get to see very much of you guys, but holy hell,
When we do,
so many good reviews have been circling around from your guys' performance on March 30th, you guys. And
have you guys seen the article in North Sask Music Zine yet?
Yes. Yeah, it was super cool. It was super cool to read that, actually.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
That's not the first time you guys have been in that North Sask Music Zine, because I believe they wrote some articles about you guys for the MooseFest performances.
Mhm.
You guys did as well. But
For sure with the Room 333 one, yes. I'm not sure about the first one, but
yeah,
I think there was a bit about the first one too, but not as much. But I can't remember.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mark and I, on behalf of MooseFest, we really want to thank you guys. You guys have been a huge supporter of ours since day one. And a legit thank you goes out to Joe for that introduction
Yeah.
from a couple years ago.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how
That
we
was-
first got to know each other in the first place. It was a referral from a mutual friend, and we just hit it off and have been friends ever since. So I love it when shit like that happens, man. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
Those experiences and the journey and all that kind of shit, right?
And
For sure.
meet one person that knows one person and then meets another person, and then all of a sudden you have MooseFest.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I know you guys are pressed for time. So what I want to ask you guys is if you guys could give us some information from the artist's perspective on the mini fundraiser event that we had you guys perform at March 30th at the Capitol. Do you know what I mean? Like, people hear us talking about shows that we go to as like a spectator aspect of it, but I want to hear it from your guys' side. Like, what did you guys think about Saturday night, and did you guys have a good time? And be truthful and honest. Like, don't
If it's negative, we'll just cut it out. So
yeah,
go hard.
don't worry about spicing
Worst
it
time
up,
I've
because
ever
we can
had in my
edit.
life. I can't even believe. No, it was good, man. It was a really good night. It was a super good night. I wasn't sure what to expect of the Capitol. I'd never been there before, but it was a really good night. All of the bands were really good. Like Sister Grace, their harmonies were like very talented. They're very talented ladies for sure. Like unreasonable harmonies. Brothers G, I'm not even usually a big fan of that style of music, but like I'm a fan of the Brothers G. Like they are very good, very, very good. But no, it was good. It was a very positive atmosphere. Everybody was having a good time. It's from our perspective, and I don't know, JD could probably speak to this too. We're used to kind of in our position, we're used to kind of playing as background music and not really getting a whole lot of reaction out of folks. So it's when you do get that reaction, you really savor it, right? And that's exactly what we were getting from that evening. So it was a really good time. I don't know what else to say about it other than it was awesome. The Capitol's fries are top notch, like super good, very good recommendation.
Yeah,
Right on.
totally.
And you, JD?
Yeah, I'm totally agree with Shane and everything that he said. It was a bit of a long day, just having heading up there and then heading back, but ultimately that's what music scene is all about. Kind of like what Mark had mentioned. One guy introduced another guy to somebody else or whatever. It's the same thing with us and playing music and getting an opportunity to play with different bands like both Sister Grace and Brothers G. Like overall, it was a really great night. And for those that didn't actually have a chance to stop in and see it, they missed out on just some amazing talent from across Saskatchewan. Like Shane said, Sister Grace. It was great getting to meet them. He said their harmonies were top notch. Each of them had their own unique sound, but at the same time they blended so well together. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they have coming down the road, and totally, and I'd totally share the stage with them again. It was fantastic. And
Hell
then
yeah.
yeah, like Shane said, Brothers G was top notch. Like they're that band super talented. Um, and yeah, you can tell they've been jamming together for a really long time and stuff. And like that guitar tone, so crisp and such precision, like mwah, perfect. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, ultimately it was just a really good night of music, and yeah, I echo what Shane said. Like anytime that we're able to get a response like that, I don't know what it is, but I always love not to knock Regina. We play here all the time, and we love every show that we get an opportunity to play at in Regina. But I also love hitting the road because we get to experience new things, see new venues, meet new people, and yeah, just overall have a great time. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you been to the Capitol at all, JD?
No, I haven't. Yeah, I had never been into that venue before, so I mean, I've seen clips that you guys have posted and different people have shown of it, so I had a bit of an idea what it kind of what it looked like, what the layout was, but really cool vibe, and yeah, it was really awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now, not only did you guys perform at the stage, but you kind of bailed us out in another aspect as well. Like, I feel like King for a Day is like constantly bailing us out on like our
Get your
lack of
shit together,
planning.
jeez.
I know, right? It wasn't so much as a bail us out, but it was just kind of like, you and me, JD, we were talking, and I was like, oh, it would have been nice if we had set up some cameras and recorded tonight. And you were like, well, I got my GoPro in the bag there, so we can set that up and go. So we were like, yeah, let's freaking do it. And you managed to capture the whole evening
Oh,
on
yeah.
that GoPro, which is phenomenal.
I'm really excited because I was watching that camera because you had it set up right in front of the stage on a tripod, and it's tiny and it's just a tiny black pole.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that had a few drinks didn't even notice it was there. So there was one girl that I don't know if we can find the footage, but there was one girl that walked up to it, completely missed it, and she kind of was dancing in front of it, and she did a step back and she felt something. She's like, what the hell? She turns around, and then all of a sudden she sees that tiny little camera in her face,
Right
and
in
she
her
was
face.
dancing with the camera. I was like, oh my God, that's great.
Oh, hell yeah. Do you know who was on stage when that happened?
Bro G.
When Bros
Yeah,
G
it was
were on
Brothers G.
stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I from what I can tell from that camera angle, I don't think you got a lot of footage from Bros G because there were a lot of people in front of the camera.
All right, this one goes out to Sister Grace, I guess. Morning when the sun is rising.
shit was I in my head that night? Big time.
Yeah, you
So,
were.
oh my God. For the
That's what you call
viewers,
it.
yeah, that's what I call it. For the viewers at home who weren't there, when Mark and I went up on stage to open up the show, Mark went to the far left. There was 3 microphones on stage, a left, a right, and a center. And Mark went to the far, I guess, right hand, or went to the far stage mic, and I went to the middle one. And as soon as I looked up, there was like, the stage lights are on your face and stuff. And as soon as I got to the mic, I looked up, and I looked directly into the light. And I swear I had an out of body experience for about 5 minutes after that. I was so in my head of like, this event isn't about me, it's about the artists, and I shouldn't be standing here, and why am I on stage? And that's all that shit was going on in my head. And like, I couldn't even form a flippant sentence, man. That's never happened to me before. And I was so fucking embarrassed about it that it took me a solid 20-30 minutes to just let it go, let it slide.
And the funny thing is, right before we went on, I told you like, okay, it's time to go. Are you ready? And you're like, oh, yep. So we went up and he collapsed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, I'm doing this by myself. Okay.
Yeah. It just I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. There may or may not have been a little bit of marijuana that was involved in that as well too. So I'm gonna, there may have been, there may not have been, but yeah, it was a complete out of body experience. And it just, I'm still grateful for that to have happened to me, even though it was super embarrassing, but just, because I know that's what you guys go through. I'm sure you guys have a story, something similar like that, of that happening. I've heard it from a lot of artists where it's just going up on stage or you forget lyrics or something. Like, now I know how embarrassing and how much in your head you can actually be about that. And I wasn't even performing. I was just going to thank everybody for being there and tell them the price of the 50/50 tickets. Like, that's all I had to do. And I just completely shit the bed on that. So yeah, I thought that was pretty comical. If you did happen to catch that, I just might throw that in this episode as well, so people can laugh at me. I don't care, frick.
Yeah,
Are
I
there-
caught it.
Much worry about it, man. That happens to me every time I go on stage. Kind of black out a little bit. You're like, didn't have anything planned. Gonna crack a couple of jokes. Hope I get a like smattering of laughs, a couple of pity laughs here or there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did not do that bad, man. I'm telling you right now. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have known you were in your own head had you not told me shortly.
I
thereafter.
sure hope, I haven't seen the footage, but I sure hope it wasn't as bad as it was in my head.
Well, let's just say I could tell because you and I are on stage together all the time.
Yeah. You knew something was wrong.
Oh, the minute you started doing this and I saw you zone out, it's like, oh crap.
It was just the
and
timing.
and normally you're the chatty one and you weren't saying anything. It was like, okay.
Yeah.
What am I gonna say now?
When I was telling my wife about that and how embarrassed I was, she was like, well, what would you rather? She was like, would you rather fucking cry on stage as you typically do, or would you rather that happen? And I'm like, oh fuck. So not only I'm just getting it from my wife too,
Yeah.
both ends, cripe.
That's why I loved you know.
Oh my god. And I will say, you almost, this would be the first time that King for a Day did not bring me to tears. But like I said, I was in my head pretty good that night, and it almost happened, man. When you dedicated that song to me, like my ears were wide open, dude. And like,
Yeah, which song was that again?
Last Cigarette.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fucking love that song, dude. I think I got a little thing for songs about nicotine. Like, I'm a really
Yeah,
big
Braden
fan
King.
of Braden King's Nicotine, Last Cigarette from King for a Day, and I'm sure there's another one out there about smoking that I'm really into. But yeah, I don't know, man. You guys definitely do it for me.
I appreciate it, yeah. I'm a little offended that we didn't actually bring you to tears, but next time.
Yeah.
Next
Gotta
time.
try harder next time.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
failed, man. You failed.
We'll have you full on wailing next time. You'll be
Oh man. But
Because
as
Mitch wasn't there, that's why.
yeah,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, and where's that guy tonight?
How is he?
Is he doing all right?
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, He's better now. He's just working right now, so he wasn't able to join us.
Uh
Yeah.
working.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
He does guitar lessons in the evening, so usually evenings he's busy till around 8 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's not work. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Or do you tell him?
Hell yeah. is there out of your guys' performance on Saturday night, was there any, like, what would you say, Shane, was out of your set list? Which one was where you were like, oh, I just fucking nailed that one, like that's the one?
I have a highlight.
You do?
Yep. But go ahead.
There was two actually. There was our cover of "I Was Wrong" by Chris Stapleton. I feel like I nailed that one and hit it a lot harder than I usually do, and was able to still speak afterwards, so that was nice. And our one original "All for Nothing." So I think it was like the third song we played. Was it, Judd? Second or third song we played? Don't
Yeah,
matter.
something like that.
It was so that song I wrote it, and I have a lot of high notes that I usually hit in the chorus, and I generally have to hit it with a falsetto, but I was singing in full voice that night for some reason. I didn't even really realize until I sang it that I was singing it in full voice, and I was hitting it quite nicely. So I would say those two were probably the highlights for me anyway. In particular, I would say "I Was Wrong." I felt like that one came out really, really well. So yeah.
Hell yeah. And you, JD?
Yeah, I think when Shane said that he nailed I Was Wrong, 100%. Every now and then he just digs a little deeper and finds a little extra to push that song when he sings it. Doesn't do it all the time, but sometimes he just nails it. And I'm glad, super glad that we got that recorded, because yeah, I'm excited to share that one. And the other one, I always love playing this one. It's one that Shane and a friend of ours wrote, "Easier to Run." I don't know if it's because I do the rapping in it, but or attempt to do the rapping in it, but I just love the hook of the chorus. It's really deadly. So I love singing the harmony to that, even though it's like right at the top of my range, and I kind of screwed it up a little bit at the end because it was because eventually, I can't quite hit that range by the end, but I always love doing that one. So
For me, it was maybe not so much because I thought it was your best song, but the reaction of the crowd to "The Lion Sleeps Tonight."
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty cheesy song, you know. But then when you guys are singing it and everybody's singing along and getting up to dance and stuff, I thought that was cool.
That was your highlight?
Well, maybe not the highlight, but
One of them.
I was in the back of the room and I saw that shit was happening because you were doing that song. So that was cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. You?
Fuck yeah. Well, I just love Last Cigarette so much. And if I was the first one that pops to mind is you guys did a Miley Cyrus cover that evening as well. Is that right? Or was it Taylor Swift? Miley Cyrus, I think.
oh,
What
that
covers
weren't
you
us. We did No Diggity, I Was Wrong, Roads. Roads went over pretty well. And we did one more. Lion Sleeps Tonight. I think that's all we did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that wasn't us.
But Sisters Grace did a Miley Cyrus cover.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm confusing it. Like I said, there may or may not have been some marijuana involved that night.
I'm okay to be.
So it's easy to mistake us. So.
Yeah, I'm okay to be compared to Sister Grace.
And just
I
the
take
whole
that as a
night,
compliment.
the whole night was a highlight, man. Just even getting to hang out, even if you guys weren't performing that night, just to be in the same room as you guys and getting to shoot the shit with you guys and just be real about everything. You know, like there was nobody there that was being fake, and there was some high, in my opinion, like high credential people in that crowd there, as well as friends. Like there was a couple recording studio people, different recording studio people were in there, and other musicians and everything. And and we're all friends, and it just
Yeah.
it hit home, man. It hit the heart right in the right spot of
Yeah,
of that.
nobody's there to be better than someone else or whatever. It's
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was really nice to see, you know, all the support that we're given to musicians like King for a Day and Sister Grace and everything, and then to see other musicians just reciprocating that
yeah,
fellow support was that's what it to me, that's what all of this is all about. It's all
Yep.
about the networking and the connections and the friendships, and if we're all having fun, then that's
I
we
saw
knocked it out of the park.
the well, two of the record producers that you have in mind,
Yeah.
they never met before. They met that night, and
Are you serious?
I saw that happen. Yeah, that was cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So we basically connected Skull Creek Studios with Bee's Knees recording
Yeah.
that night.
Yep.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, they've heard of each other. They just never actually met.
Right.
Anyway.
Speaking of Skull Creek Studios, you guys, I'm gonna put a little bit of pressure on you on King for a Day right now. I had a really good long conversation with Skull Creek this afternoon, and you guys were definitely a hot topic in that conversation. So I'm really curious to know, like, what type of direction is King for a Day heading in? Like, what kind of things do you guys have up your sleeves moving forward? Because if I, Joel Gadet, have anything to do with anything, I would really like to get you guys in at Skull Creek Studios sometime, and even if it's just for one track, just to get something down on tape, and me being able to say that I was a part of making that happen.
One track is not enough.
I would agree with you. I'd be like, let's go like
Yeah.
10 albums.
Full
Let's go
album.
10 albums straight. But
Gotta get to work.
yeah, what do you guys got going on these days?
Well, we've been recording off and on with Mitch, more off than on, unfortunately, just because we get busy with shows, and then we're practicing, and then we just don't make enough time to actually do the recordings. But we do have, I think, 3 or 4 songs that are basically ready to go. Might just need a little bit of tweaking for us to be able to release relatively soon. One could be probably released tomorrow, but we're trying to have a couple in the chamber kind of thing so that we can release them one after another. But yeah, I don't know that we've got a ton planned really, other than we're going to release those songs whenever we do, to whatever amount of fanfare we can maybe drum up. You know, put them on Spotify, put them on the streaming services, those types of things, see what kind of traction we can get on them. And then, you know, we might end up, if we release enough tracks, we might do like I guess an album release, not really a CD release party anymore, but an album release party of some kind. Right. We've kind of toyed with that idea, but that's basically it. I'm trying to do a little bit more writing. I've kind of leaned into my ambient guitar playing a little bit more than my acoustic guitar playing lately. So I want to kind of switch gears and get back to writing more acoustic tracks so that we can have some more originals to present to the world and that kind of thing. So, but that's kind of where we're at. Anything, Judd?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you know, tomorrow I got to work, and then the weekend's coming. That's kind of what I got going on. I'm just kidding. Nah, like it's kind of going off of what Shane said. Yeah, we have been off and on with that quite some time, but I think we're really hoping to get connecting a little more often or a little more regularly, and hopefully kind of focus on the finishing up a bunch of the recording that we've started already, and then add to that. The 2024 spring summer season, like the gig season, is coming up and upon us. Like I mentioned, we're playing tomorrow night for a cornhole tournament thing, so that's going to be fun. And then yeah, we got a number of gigs already lined up for the summer, including finding our way back to like Moose Mountain Provincial Park, Swift Current farmers market thing that they got there, and a couple other things that are set up. But I anticipate the summer is going to get fairly busy for us as well. So you know, we'll continue to post our shows and gigs that we're playing in and around Regina or across the province. on our socials. So just make sure people, everybody who's interested, to follow that and come check us out if they want. And then yeah, just what Shane said, try to focus on releasing some tunes, but that's pretty much it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Would there would you guys have any reason not to entertain the idea of going to Skull Creek Studios?
I don't think so. Nothing immediately comes to mind. I mean, I know I'll be honest with you. I'm not super familiar with Skull Creek Studios. Are we talking just like a full on recording, or are we talking like a live off the floor kind of scenario? Or
I would say dealer's choice on that. Whatever would be you'd be most comfortable with. I mean, if I had my way, I would say your best bet would be do a full on an actual recording.
Right.
As opposed to a live off the floor. But a live off the floor isn't a bad idea because you could do like a Skull Creek session, which
I
is
like live off the floor.
live off the
sessions,
floor, which
yeah.
is kind of similar to those Sask one mic things, but it's at Skull Creek Studios. And so Skull Creek does the recording of the track, and Prehistoric Productions does the filmography of it, like the videography or whatever off of it.
Yeah. The biggest thing for that, and I don't know if Shane, if you agree with this or not, but before we jump into anything like that, we want to make sure that we have something that we're able to release and to share or whatever, right? So it gives us an opportunity to market ourselves basically. So I mean,
Right.
yeah, we're constantly playing, but a lot of the times we're playing at a lot of the similar venues here in the city, which are great. Don't get me wrong with that. But sometimes we're looked at as kind of background entertainment, and so we're playing over talk, that sort of thing, versus the experience that we had at Capitol, or the another show that we played in a small town at in Peebles. The venue is called Graceland. We played there. Not a single person talked while we were playing, and at the end, it was just a roar of cheer. And our venue that can
Yes.
only fit 65 people, it was packed, and it was that it's a completely different experience doing that versus playing at a bar or whatever, right? So
Right.
but we want to make sure again that we have something that we can actually put our name to and release, like completed recordings and stuff. So if we're going to be doing a live session like that, I'm totally up for this, something like that. But again, we want to make sure that we have something to follow that, because it's one thing for somebody to go watch a YouTube video and that's it.
Yeah.
I want them to be able to see more of us, right? So, or hear
Yep.
more of us. So that's
Yeah.
kind of my thought with it. But
I know you guys got your lives you got to get back to this evening, so I'm grateful you guys were able to jump on tonight.
Yeah.
Give us a little touch base about from Saturday, and I mean, you guys know I fucking love you, right? Like, and I'm in your corner 100% until I die. And I know you guys know that. But I'm going to say it again. I'm in your corner until I die. I'm such a big fan of you guys. Just all aspects of it. You guys, like, there's something about your sound. It truthfully draws me in and hooks me in. Like, you get my attention from the minute you open your voice, Shane.
Yeah,
And
to me, it's like, big bearded dudes, and you're expecting something, and then when they go on stage, it's like, oh shit, this is what they do.
yeah,
Yeah, I understand what you're laying
you get
down.
it,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Well, because I think, and I don't think that I'm the only one who feels that way. Like,
No.
holy man, I've had so many people from Saturday night hit me up like, where'd you find these guys? And I'm like, dude, they've been at MooseFest the last 2 years in a row. Like,
Yeah, where were you?
yeah, where were you the last 2 years? Like, I've only been talking about them since I met him.
Anyway.
But yeah, so thank you guys again for everything. I'm hoping to continue this friendship, and hopefully we can continue to do some work together moving forward. I know we will. I know you guys know we will too. So I'm really just humbled and grateful to have crossed paths with you guys. So I truly love you, admire you, and all of that sappy shit I'm gonna throw at you.
What he said.
Hallmark
feelings,
shit.
feelings mutual, good sir. Feelings mutual. Now we appreciate all the support that you guys have provided to us as well, and you're always posting or sharing our stuff, and and telling people about us. So we appreciate it as well.
Yeah, we
Hell
love
yeah.
you guys. Honestly, it's great to have you guys in our corners. So, we appreciate the love, we reciprocate the love, and we'll be happy to do whatever anytime. So
Freaking
Cool.
rights.
Anytime.
I was gonna make some kind of stupid comment about Mitch being locked up with pickles. That's why I wasn't here. But anyways,
you killed Pickles. You killed him.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
totally
gone. He gone.
killed that fucking cat. Hell yeah.
Pickles.
That's mean.
Well, yes. Thank you guys again. Much love, and
We'll see you next time.
yeah, we'll definitely stay in touch, you guys.
For sure.
Let's chat.
Can't say nothing is wrong. Sometimes you feel like you're in the eye of a storm. The wind is blowing so strong, but you hold on to something and you wait till it's gone. Yeah. You're never showing your scars. You got so many, it's so easy to fall. There's so many things that you would change. There's some different roads that you might take. Every moment the hopelessness was in your eyes, and every second spent wondering whether it'll be alright. It's all for nothing after all. So you hate being alone. You want someone to save you from the path that you're on. Regret the day you were born, but some days are better, so you keep moving on. Yeah. Every moment the hopelessness was in your eyes, and every second spent wondering whether it'll be alright. It's all for nothing after all. Every lesson, the message was just swept aside, and every second spent wondering how that feel this time. It's all for nothing after all. Keep saying nothing is wrong, but I see it in your eyes that the light's almost gone. You'll be safe in my arms. We can stay there forever if it takes that long. And every moment the hopelessness was in your eyes, and every second spent wondering whether it'll be alright. It's all for nothing after all. And every lesson